Alright, how's it going, everyone? So this is King Under the Mountain, brand new Steam game that came out today. It's an early alpha, as it says here, and this is my first time stepping into the game, so let's get started. So, early alpha, tutorial. Yeah, let's do the tutorial. WASD to move around, Q&A to zoom in. Okay, so yeah, pretty basic controls. Let's take a small look around here. It seems like most of the map is covered by mountains, which isn't that surprising. Most of your building is meant to be inside mountains. I'm a pretty big RimWorld player, and that's usually bad for RimWorld, but this game seems pretty different so far, even though they're both colony builders and have similar art styles. So right now they want me to build a farm plot. So if I head in here, it says zones farm plot. Oh, right there. Okay. And I need 70 tiles. Okay. Oh, and I need 4 plots. Okay. I'll build 4 of those then. So this is not something you should do. In my first try, I made all of my farm plots this big, and it was too hard for the dwarves to actually farm them, and they all starved to death. Instead, do something like this. Okay, so I have to make a stockpile, so zones, and stockpiles, and seeds. Let's put the seed stockpile right in there, maybe. And then I need tools. Okay, so it will come back. Oh, okay. If you click anywhere in here, or any tile or anything, then it gets rid of your menu. So, zones, stockpiles, tools. So, don't select barley or hops. So, carrot, corn, hemp is probably for clothing. And potatoes. Okay, so this person is a miner and a stonemason. Blacksmith, chef, farmer, stonemason, carpenter, farmer, chef, farmer. Let's get a kitchen set up. Okay, so zones, kitchen. Put the kitchen right here for now, I guess. And then furniture, water barrel. I'll put that in the corner. A worktop, right there. Probably want that so that everyone can access it, so do it from the sides. Press R and you can rotate stuff. I don't know if they've mentioned that because I'm not reading this whole piece here, but cauldron. Cauldron right there. Food tiles. Need to build a water barrel. Food stockpile. I see. Orders. And remember, if I'm clicking on something here, I right click and that brings your menu back. Zone, stockpile, food. Put the food stockpile right. Oh, I can't do that. Food stockpile will go right there then. I guess I'll unpause and let people figure that stuff out. I don't see any type of skill points or proficiency for their jobs that I can find right now. So Yeah, that's just rename up here. So it seems like any dwarf can do any job. Designate a feasting hall. Okay. Stones. And feasting hall right here. Okay, let's make that attached to the kitchen, I suppose. Add a cauldron to the feasting hall. Cauldron. Right in the middle, I guess. Build walls or anything, or are these things meant to be placed inside, or I don't know. I feel that I should probably start mining, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna take out this giant area inside here and see what happens. What are these red things? Hematite ore. This is sandstone, limestone, spinel gems, wolframite ore, jade. Okay, there we go. I wonder, there's probably a dumping zone somewhere. Sea mushroom brewery. Oh, stockpile, right? Weapons, tools, raw materials. Yes, probably that. Let's put that here for now. So another thing that I'm noticing here is everyone starts with quite a bit of rations. 33 is what they're at now. I assume 35 or 40 is what they started with. And it actually says that if you hover over them, that it will last quite a while. And you do need other food as a priority, but it seems like it's not very urgent. That's what I thought before all of my dwarves starved to death. And there's also been another cave-in, as you can see. I'm trying to leave some rock pillars up to break up the bigger areas, which is something I'll be doing more so in the future. Oh, and there's a third cave-in. Seems like they happen at random times, not necessarily immediately. And it also seems like they don't necessarily crush people or anything, so that's not bad. So what I'm gonna go with now is doing smaller rooms off of this big main area, and that'll probably solve the issues of cave-ins as well. And that way I can also split up all of the different areas that they want me to create. So my miners have just discovered a new area. It had a little pop-up with it. And you come in here and this cave is already dug out, so there's probably lots of things like this, different caverns that are already mined out. It seems like they're going for a very natural feel, like they want your dwarf settlement to have a very natural look to it. I kind of see it looking a lot more like an anthill, most likely, because of all of the natural, seemingly random tunnels that will be dug out. Another nice thing I'm just noticing here on the mini-map, you can click around. I just discovered that now, but also it highlights which area you've dug out, and it also highlights the different zones. So there's the blue for your kitchen, the yellow for your stockpile, and the red for my giant dining hall right here. And it also even has all of the little areas in white. It's very small on the mini-map. I'm not sure there's a way... No, there's no way to make it bigger, unfortunately, but they have all the little dots right in there for all of the pillars that are holding up the ceiling. And as you get further in, it shows it in contrasting colors. So that's a really nice, easy way to tell where things are on the mini-map. You can go into any of the stockpiles here and not only rename them, but also change the priority. and go to the settings here and choose which materials and which things you want to make available. The stockpile zones in here are just presets that make it easier for you to set up and give you a lot less micromanaging to do, so that's nice. And it seems that after only a couple days in game, some of the crops are pretty close to being harvested. Not the carrots so much, but the corn is growing really fast. 83% for most of it here. Some of it, oh, that one's at 90 almost. And the potatoes are doing pretty well here, 67. The hemp is at 77. So it seems the carrots grow the absolute slowest out of the starter crops here that I've planted. So my first thoughts after getting to the end of the tutorial here are that it needs a little bit of a better tutorial. I've played hundreds of hours of RimWorld myself. I've tried out Dwarf Fortress. I've played Going Medieval, lots of other colony builders myself. My only concern is that for people who aren't familiar with colony builders, it might be a little bit difficult to figure out what to do. I do appreciate that it shows you the UI, the zones, and the orders, but it completely ignores the building, which I would still consider one of the basics. It doesn't at all explain priorities until you open it here. And doesn't really... Okay, so each individual area and each individual job you can assign a higher or a lower priority, which is good, but again, it doesn't really explain that unless you explore it yourself. So it would be better if the tutorial went and covered all of that, all of the UI here, and actually explained how you should go about things. As far as I saw, though I did skim through it pretty quickly, the tutorial didn't even mention anything about digging into the actual mountain. So I think that's probably something it should cover. I will check again and see if it was just something that I missed, but still, I think that's something that should be covered, where you're dwarves and you're supposed to be king under the mountain. But so far, it's pretty good, easy to understand. As someone who has played a colony builder, and easy to figure out what to do, and for the most part, how to progress. Again, until you become a little more familiar with it, that's not so easy, especially if you're new to colony builders. I hope you found myself going through the tutorial helpful to you, especially if you're someone who's brand new to colony builders, colony sims. Um, if you did find it helpful, please let me know. Please leave me a comment or a like. And if you have any questions, please let me know as well. I'd be happy to answer those as I explore more of the game. This game did only come out today, so I will be playing several more hours of it, most likely today and in the next few days, seeing what it has to offer. And I'll be following the development of it pretty closely because so far I like it and I really want to play more of it, so... Oh, and there's even other events like this, so lots to see. I'm sure that hasn't been covered in the tutorial so far. I will likely make another video combining several of the other things that I discover along the way, and just put that into either another tutorial or possibly start a series of colony building with this. So if you want to be reminded of any of that stuff, make sure you subscribe as well, and I'll see you in the next video.